Hello and welcome to this pose breakdown. Today's pose we're going to work on is Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. Now, before you get to Cobra pose, as always, there's a few poses, one or two poses that you want to feel comfortable with. So for this pose, you want to make sure you're comfortable with the movement where you alternate between arching and rounding the back on all fours, between that cat pose, cow pose movement, and even holding that arch in the back. Once you're comfortable with that, then we can start giving it a go on the floor. 2 blocks as an option if you want to make it slightly tougher. So here's all the different stages we need to be comfortable with as we progress to the final progression of the pose. The first thing is when we're lying flat on the ground, the wider your legs are, the less intensity on your lower back. Okay, and the more opportunity and the easier it will be for you to press through the ribs and chest to get movement in the mid upper back, which is what we want. We want to feel it all down the spine, and we don't want to feel as if we're just hinging in the lower back. So that's the first thing. So when you're starting out, I would always go with hip width or slightly wider. Arm position, I would have elbows under the shoulders and have your hands just running straight out in line with that, either blade hand or palms flat. Be careful that you don't let your hands come into like form a triangle. When you get your hands out in line, it'll recruit in more rotator cuff muscle in the shoulder, which is good, which is what we want, yeah? To build more strength and stability there in the joint. So once we're here, you're gently pushing into the floor, you're lifting the ribs and chest. My belly button stays on the floor. So this is the first stage. We're just lifting, we're making the shape and nothing else. Now from here, you want to get active in the shape. So we need to start being more active by pushing through the ribs and chest. Now you can do this looking down, looking forward, or looking up, depending on how your neck feels. If you start to look up, and you're feeling it all in your neck, back of your neck or your lower back, we're just not getting that movement through the ribs and chest, okay? So what we're trying, if it shows side on, we're trying to get this movement here, driving forward to get movement in this mid upper back, okay? If we just lift the head, you end up just pinching in the lower back and the back of the neck. So we want to be here. So once we're here, the next stage I would take pupils through or students through is I would bring in blocks and we would come up just that little bit higher. It's the same position, but you have your arms on blocks. My belly button's still on the ground. I'm actively pushing into the floor to get the shoulders away from the ears. My toes are pointed behind. Some people like to curl their toes under, but again, same applies. Wider your legs, the more space and opportunity to get movement in the mid upper back by pushing through the ribs. Closer the legs and knees together, you'll feel it more intense in the lower back. So once we have this, the next stage would be hands on the floor, and then we come up. Now I have a slight bend on the elbows. The big mistake people make here is their shoulders will pop up to their ears. So you want to draw the shoulders down, pull the elbows in slightly, and then again push. My belly button's going to the floor, ribs going forward, chest going forward and up. So it's as if I'm trying to curl my upper body backwards. Instead of going higher, I'm trying to curl back more. If you imagine that the ceiling has dropped down, so you can't just go up or you'll bang your head on the ceiling, it's more about curling back. You can do this with bent arms. You can go straight arms. If you go straight arms, I prefer hands a little further out in front. Helps me control the shoulders away from the ears better. There's also schools of yoga where you bring the hands in closer, elbows in tighter to the ribs, and that'll give you more intensity. Yeah, so it's as if I'm trying to push my stomach to the floor, but I'm trying to pull my upper ribs, chest up and back. And again, all the time with the legs apart. or legs together. What you can do as well to help stabilize a little bit and build some structure and strength in that lower back is gently rolling the thigh bones towards each other. That small movement is going to engage muscle in part of the glutes that's going to help support the lower back. So you don't need to squeeze the glutes really hard, especially in the early days. The main focus is that ribs, chest, forward and up. Head position eventually. We'll go from looking down, forward to up. And then you can start thinking about legs together, arms straight or bent, all different variations of the same pose. Yeah. And just don't push into levels where you feel that you're holding the breath or you feel you're forcing the breath. Pick the level where you're still in control of the breath. And you can't go wrong. If it gets too much, you come back a level or come out of the pose. So that's Cobra.